How's it going, guys? This is Vaughn, and we are back in American Truck Simulator once again, and we've got here the Kenworth Long W900. This is from 850 Modding. We got a nice proper logging truck here, and a nice Merc sleeper right there. This truck just underwent a nice update, so we're going to be driving that. I did also drive this recently in a little bit of like a live stream-esque video. It was basically just a long haul, 2,000 miles of logs that we pulled, also using the heavy logging trailer from 850 Modding. But today I'm going to actually do a video with some commentary on it, so I can kind of go over my opinions and everything about it. And then we've got the Manic logging trailer here from Pizzster behind us here. We get a nice variety of loads with this one, different ways that they cut up the logs. So in this particular instance, we're going to be picking up a mix of small logs that I think they're going to divide into 3 sets. And then we've got, of course, our diamond plate there, and then our aluminum rack on that trailer, and we've got the black stakes. That's a cool option that you can have there. So that's pretty much what we're doing here today, and we've got the updated 3406E6TS from Zmod that I've been told has actually the same, if not worse, issues in this update. I don't know when that's going to be fixed, but that's basically what we're driving here today in this truck, just to kind of test it out a little bit, because this will technically be the first drive that I'll do with it since the update that happened. This would be, if you're watching this on Saturday, it'd be 3 days ago. So that's what we're going to try out today and see how it goes. So let's go ahead and start it up here. All right. Looks pretty good. Sounds pretty good. Here we are. I think we just need to get our mirrors adjusted just a tad here before we get rolling. So let's do that. I like to see just enough of the trailer to know where I'm at with it. This convex one's a little messed up. You don't need to see too much there. All right, that should be fine. Actually, let's also get our backlight up. I like to see the lights there too. Cool. So there's the interior for you. Yeah, this interior update, well, the entire truck update has been really nice. And in fact, one more adjustment while we're here. Let's see, I want this one. And then I'm going to increase the FOV just a little bit. I like to be able to see more of the interior like that. Okay, cool. So yeah, it's undergone a huge update for the interior. So we got tons of nodes in here for customizing it. I know it's kind of difficult to see with the position that we're at here in regards to the sunlight and everything, but that's you'll probably see better once we get into better lighting conditions. But since the initial release, it has a lot has been added to it. We've got tons of nice also CB radios, and then we've got a little stereo system. Can add stickers onto your dash. So when I say everything, like the upholstery, the seating, the steering wheels, dash plate, all of that is part of the new update. So you get tons of customization with it, which is really, really nice. Really digging it. So let's go ahead and get rolling here while we're talking. In fact, so we can hear this engine a little better, I'm gonna go ahead and hold these down too. Where is our exit? I think it's actually over here. So we're in Price, as you probably saw on our GPS overlay. We're going to be taking a shipment up to, I believe it's a Deep Grove location up in Idaho. Now, something interesting that we're trying out in this video too
let's find a new route.
is, oop,
Recompute.
wrong turn. Should have taken the right. That's my bad. Something interesting that we're trying here is that I do not have ATS expansion in this profile, but what I have instead is the compilation of more American Cities mods. It's been, shoot, a long time since I've driven. Oh no, I actually did make the right turn. It just wanted us to go a different way. This is our pickup spot right here. It's been a long time since I've run these mods, and as far as I'm aware, relatively recently they were made available for absolutely free on Trucky, so I went ahead and downloaded them all again, updated them. So from what I can remember off the top of my head, you've got More American Cities is available for Colorado, California, Utah, Idaho, Washington, Oregon, possibly. I don't remember. Oklahoma for sure. And then Texas is coming soon. So that's going to be a new one that we'll get to try out too. Okay, let's go ahead and take our job here. So there's our small mixed logs, 47,000 pounds. That's going to be pretty heavy, but we've got a hefty engine for it. Over to Ovid. So I think this is one of the additions. So just so you can kind of see here, we have tons of cities here in Colorado, in Washington, in Idaho, California, and Oklahoma. So Texas is going to be the next one to come. And I think that's kind of where they're caught up at the moment that I'm aware of. So you kind of have to have a little disclaimer there. The ATS expansion mod will probably not work with more American cities since they cover a lot of the same sectors and everything. So just a little disclaimer there for if you're curious about running the two of them together. But I don't believe there's any particular order that you need to have them in. I could be wrong on that, but let me know for sure if you have that intel. Let's see, right there. That's where they want them. Interesting place to load logs, for sure. It's going to be even more interesting is swinging this thing around here. Okay, let's blow our horn. That way they know we're coming, and then we'll get the window down here. So I'll probably try to reroute us a little bit. That way I can kind of route us through some of those additional cities. That way we can check those out along our drive here. I think that'll be fun to do. Of course, you don't get as many cool loading sites as you do with ATS expansion. I believe that more American cities just kind of gives you more places to go, but it sticks with the same scaling system that SCS has in place, the 20:1 or 19:1, whatever it is. Yeah, this trailer's giving me issues already. We got lots of axles on it, so. See how we do with this. The real issue is getting behind it. So yeah, I think it doesn't really give you like too much more, I guess, map coverage to drive through. It just has more actual cities that are registered on the map. So I think that's actually about it. There's not like a crazy amount of stuff that you can do in those cities, but it just gives you more to drive into, I guess. And I missed the spot again. And it's hard to judge the distance with these mirrors. Tell you what. Okay, there we go. I know I'm not perfect, nowhere near it, but we will just have him take that for the sake of getting us out of here. Of course, we got that guy sitting up there watching the whole thing. All right, let's see how long they take to load. We got 11:15. Oh, they're doing it pretty quick, actually. Very nice. All right, let's take a look. There you have it. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections of small logs. You strapped them down pretty good too. Nice. And of course, as is usual with Pizzster's trailers, all the models of the cargo are very, very high quality. For sure. That looks pretty nice, I think. So, I think what I'll probably do is, let's go ahead and get the engine back up.
Ready to roll.
Release our brake. I'm going to get a screenshot here before we leave the site. But I'm going to do it over here. It's kind of a little more scenic. Probably do it like right here in this little section before we get onto the road, I reckon. Make sure we're in good sunlight too to see everything.
Turn left.
All right, let's pause right here real quick. I'll grab the screenshot. Let's get the brake in so we don't float anywhere. And I'll be right back with you. All right, got the screenshots. Now we're ready to go. So here's where I'm going to go ahead and show you before we get going too far. What I'll probably do is go ahead and route us through a little bit of this. So you can see here we've got plenty of cool cities to pass through when we're getting to Idaho. So of course, even before we leave Utah, there's a lot that we can kind of run through here. So let's see, we've got this little route here I think would be kind of cool. I'm thinking we'll probably leave this, but I do want to kind of pass through. I think what I'll do is I'll reroute us to go through Provo and then through Silver Summit. And then how about we go ahead and leave this over here too. That way it passes us through Silver Summit up that way. Then we'll keep going up the normal way. So it's going to add, you know, a few miles, but it's not going to be too bad. 264.
Let's go.
Not too bad. All right. Well, someone's ready to go. So I think we will go ahead and get on with it. But let me go ahead and update my traffic here too. Let's see. Let's put it at 0.5 about that. Okay. Sorry for the interruptions. Just want to make sure that everything's good to go. I realized I could have done a lot of this before the video started, but, you know. I don't mind showing some candid stuff, you know, every once in a while.
Get ready to turn right.
Now we can get our window back up. Or windows.
Turn right.
It's got good soundproofing in this cab, which is nice. One of my favorite logging trailers to pull, for sure. In addition to it being just a nice trailer in general, you get really nice loads with it too. Nice variety. Well, I hope that everybody watching is doing well. I do want to apologize for the lack of the stream of videos. Of course, in addition to stuff being just extremely busy with work and everything, I guess kind of a combination, I guess, of stuff going on is I have a pretty close friend of mine that has a friend of his visiting from Florida. So past couple of days we've been kind of, as soon as I would get off work, we'd go and hang for a bit. And we've been kind of doing stuff all over San Antonio. Found a number of nice places that are open late, like bowling alley and mini golf, that kind of stuff. And of course we like to loosen up and have some drinks while we're out too, so that's been pretty fun. And of course we're not getting into trouble or anything like that, so don't worry about that. But yeah, we've been having a blast just doing random things. What else? Of course, stuff with family, trying to spend time there and everything. And then I've been doing some 3D modeling too on the side. We've got some nice projects coming out soon with Heavy Haul and Customs, so we've been busy doing some testing and in-gaming different things to try to get as much added to the trucks as possible before we release them. So you can have some, or you do have some nice things to look forward to there pretty soon. Besides that, I think kind of another weird little, I guess you could call it an obstacle or drawback I've been dealing with lately is having to switch medications. the one I'm currently on, well, I guess not anymore, is as of yesterday, is your typical SSRI, and it's supposed to make you, you know, really neutralized to things that you don't have the like emotional extremes, ups and downs.
Right.
But for me, what it does is it basically makes me a zombie. Like I get so drowsy I can barely do much of anything. I guess the most relatable thing is I liken it to like when you're kind of like, I don't want to say like at your limit, but approaching your limit, because everyone's limits are different, of inebriation, where you're like you're kind of mentally present but not really at the same time. So your awareness, your sharpness is really tunnel visioned, and you're I don't know, it's like you're conscious and you're there, but it takes like every step you take or every little thing you got to do takes a ton of effort to do because your senses are so dulled. That's how it's like for me. So, you know, things like getting out of bed and brushing my teeth, taking a shower, eating, you know, sitting at my desk to work, feels like it takes so much effort. And so I think because of that, because of how fatigued you already are mentally, and you're having to try even harder to do each thing, it takes a whole nother toll on you. So you're just, I don't know. I gotta watch our speed here. 30 through here. It's just a bad, what would you call it?
Go straight
Side effect to have to deal with. Because you underperform in almost everything, with your, you know, awareness and your sharpness just completely absent. So, well, not completely. I mean, you're still there, but
at the roundabout.
Hardly, hardly there enough to be able to do anything well. So it even, of course, happened once where I was impaired enough in that respect, that it started becoming dangerous even for me to drive, because I barely had my senses there to help me drive. And they do caution you about that
And then turn
when you're going to be operating machinery and things like that, that your drowsiness could affect you pretty bad. And so it did in that respect with me. So that was not good. That was kind of a turning point where I had to tell my doctor, I'm like, nah, I need to get off of this thing, because it's just not, it used to work, and I don't know what changed in my body or whatever, that I started having that reaction. So I'm like, no, I can't do that. There'd even be days where I'd miss a whole half day of work because my body was so doped up I couldn't wake up. And that's even considering that I'm not even staying up super late. I mean, because it's very what is it? It has a lot of sedative properties, so I can take it at 9 or 10 at night, and then still not even be able to wake up at, you know, by 9 a.m. There'd be days where I'd sleep till 11 or 12, and that's unacceptable. That's half my day of work gone already. So, needless to say, I'm getting off that thing. And so, I guess what I'm saying is, I'm going to try my best, yeah, you have my word on that, to be more consistent with, you know, uploads and everything. It'll just be, you know, for the first 2 to 3 weeks, I think, is when
and then turn right.
These types of medications are starting to regulate in your system, so I can't really predict how that's going to go, but I'm going to try, you know, okay, I'm going to have to steal a little bit of this lane here, because holy crap, this is a narrow turn. Hope we're okay back there with the trailer. Okay, I think we barely cleared that curb. If we cleared it at all, we probably ate some of it, but at least we didn't hit the pole. Yikes. Well, we're driving through a little bit of it here, I think. Giving us a little bit of more terrain here to cover. Only saying that because I can see some of these roads that are not discovered. And a little bit of scenery that I don't recognize here, which is pretty cool. I'm not super knowledgeable since I haven't used these mods in a long time. As much as some of you guys probably are that have used these mods before. As far as which exact, you know, roads and streets and highway stretches are part of the mod versus part of SES land. So I'm assuming where we're at now, because of the fact that it's not discovered yet, I'm assuming that this is part of the mod. And some of it I can also tell based on the size of the roads. Like, that's one thing with Reforma, is that the roads are really tight at times. They tend to be very unfriendly towards long trucks and trailers, so you have to be conscious of that when you're driving through there and everything. But yeah, this looks very unique. I don't recall seeing this before. You can kind of also tell a little bit by the markers that are used on the side of the road. But it's pretty cool because it just gives you a lot more to do, a lot more places to check out, cities to drive through. And these are the same guys, same team that do the Grand Utopia map. There's actually two versions of it, one for ATS, one for ETS. The ETS one, I think, is it's a 1-to-1 map, but it's of a fictional territory. So that one, you got to do the whole deal of setting up a whole new clean profile and using that map instead of the default Europe map. So anyway, didn't mean to go on a whole tangent about that, but oop, got my blinker on because I saw we're turning left up here, and I thought get it up first. Anyway,
keep left and then turn left. Turn left.
Main Street. Yeah, so I've been dealing with that a little bit, and so usually that'll kill a lot of my motivation and my drive that I normally have, just because you're dealing with like the changes and medication and everything. Oh, we're taking out that sign. Yep, took it out for sure. Streets are pretty tight.
Go straight on.
So working on oh, don't you do it. You almost did it. Working on getting that straightened out, and that'll hopefully be the one that I'm switching to is supposed to be more of a like give you a little pick me up, so that I don't have to keep relying on things like caffeine to, I guess, backfill the need to have something external to give me some energy, so that I'm able to do stuff and not be so dang drowsy all the time. That way I have the awareness and sharpness and motivation and energy to do stuff like make videos, because it does take a little bit out of you, even though it's just sitting here and talking. It does take a little bit of mental effort to figure out what to do and to record it and edit it and put it all out and everything. So it's definitely important to me to be regular and consistent with uploads. So that is a huge part of my goal with trying to get in a better place mentally. So I don't mind sharing a little bit of candid stuff with you guys, because I mean, what else are we gonna do here? You're kind of stuck with me for as long as I am here driving, so I have to put up with that. So, but in regards to everybody else, I hope that all of you guys are doing well. I had seen that there's some news of
keep right, and then turn right.
Nope, I don't got this lane clear yet. Okay, I'm taking it. Some random fires going on over there in Cali again.
Turn right.
So my boss is located in Anaheim, and so he was mentioning that there were some evacuations that had to happen due to some of the random fires going on. So I hope anybody who's out there in that area or close to it, that you guys are safe and hopefully not affected by that. I know it's been a terrible season for fires this past summer, and he also mentioned it's consistently been getting close to or surpassing 100 degrees out there, so that's just rough. I know down here, South Texas, we've had past two or 3 weeks, we've had consistent days where it'd get to high 90s, low 100s. So that's been pretty rough. We did have a good rain season though this summer.
Keep right, and then exit right.
We did get a lot of rain, but kind of a side effect of that was dealing with the humidity after the fact. So
Exit
that
right.
part's not so fun, but you know, it is what it is. Gotta take the bad with the good sometimes. As far as everything ATS, definitely something I do like about this truck is the fact that everything's pretty accurate on it. From what I've researched, just a little bit. I haven't done too much extensive stuff on these long W9s, or they call them the LWs. These are basically, I believe, Canadian login tractors. So Linus and team over there at 850 Modding did an outstanding job with getting everything accurate in this truck. Something to also appreciate, if you haven't been noticing it already, is the hood shake. It's very, very responsive to the torque and the overall physics. So that's something I also really appreciate. It's a nice touch to it. And of course it runs smooth in the game. But this latest update, as I was mentioning too, you got tons of options for the interior as well as the exterior. And they're not stopping there. There's plenty more to come. So with the truck being very fairly priced, I think it's 20 bucks. We'll get you the truck, 20 or 25 USD. I think you get a lot for it, and so I think it's really, really worth it. So of course I'll have links in the description to the two items that we're driving with today. So one will take you to Pizzster, one will take you to 850 Modding for the truck. And as I mentioned, the engine is a 3406E 6TS from Zmod. So far I've not heard any issues with it cutting out or anything. So hopefully it's not too serious of an issue for us. At least in this profile, I've not heard it cut out so far, even though we have had the windows up for the majority of the time. But I am liking that. I guess some other things I'd like to see with this truck are more shifter options, because you really only have the stock shifter or the twin sticks. So we definitely need... Now, of course you would slow down. Wow, okay, you see me trying to merge here, and instead of speeding up, you slow down. Okay, nice. We've got plenty of, I think, exterior options for... oh, we do need to have more racks too. It does come with a nice heavy logging rack, but some other rack options would also be nice. What else here? I think a lot could also still be done with the interior. Guess we gotta pull in here. Well, I know that we're weighed down 47,000 pounds of logs, so let's see what our overall weight looks like.
Rerouting.
It's a pretty small scale office, unless they're all like that. What is going on with that trailer over there? See that? That second one from the right? Wow. Talk about texture issues. Alright, 87,000. That's pretty heavy. So what's kind of cool is the truck is from 850 Modding, and we also have 850 horsepower in our engine. Kind of just wanted to keep things
Right, and then exit right.
cohesive there. for no reason, just cause.
Exit right. Go straight on.
More steering wheel options too would also be nice, even though it does have quite a few already. And what else could we do with here? One thing I really like also about Ruda's trucks is you have different options for the windshield, the glass. So I think one of the cool things that they did here is they added the you can see the little dots on the glass. I guess that's for the what'd you call that? The tinting? Is that part of the tinting? Or sun protection, heat protection, something like that. They added those around the edges, like you can see there, right there as the split is going down right there, and then on the sides. Maybe some more options for the air filters too, which are already look pretty good. I think those are also part of the recent update too. Also, I like having lots of options for the mirrors. We only have 3 options currently. I think it's either paint, chrome, or paint and chrome, which is what we have here. And you've got the vintage ones too, I believe. But and another kind of weird issue I noticed, and it's more obvious on some other trucks than others. Some trucks than others. But I see it just a little bit on this one. On the convex mirror, I don't know if you guys can see that. You can see kind of some very obvious edging issues around the frame of the mirror. So not on the glass, but on the chrome part. It's not fully rounded, I guess you could say, even though it's supposed to be. So you don't see anything like that on the steering wheel, right? Because the steering wheel is completely round. You don't see any weird edging issues where you can see slight edges where they shouldn't be, but on the convex mirror, for example, you can. So stuff like that I think could be polished up a little bit. Oh, definitely more gauge options. We don't have enough of those. I guess I'm spoiled because of DOMs. I know that well, some people are a little bit disgruntled, I'd say, with Dom's truck, being the fact that it costs what it does, and also the interior is not the greatest out there. But say what you will about Dom's, his gauge options are really nice. I do like the back faces of the gauge options, and also the gauge needle options. You got plenty of those too, so that would be cool to have in this truck too. Just saying. Not that it's important, it's a cosmetic thing more than anything, but for those of us that love tons and tons of options to experiment with in our truck builds, there you have it. That would be my request, is just to add to the options that are already there. I think would be cool, just to give you more to play with. Here's Logan River. We'll be turning right up here pretty soon. But don't get me wrong, for what it is already, it's a fantastic truck. And from what we know about 850 modding... Oh, alright, go for it then. Ford Explorer. Jeez, couldn't wait 2 seconds. For what we got already, even upon release, it was a fantastic truck. But now with this update, it's just it's so much better. 10 times better. And so to my earlier point, what we do know about 850 modding is
Go straight
they do a real nice job with everything, and they're really responsive and sensitive to requests and recommendations from the player base. So that's another important quality to have as a modding team, is to be sensitive to stuff like that. That way people will keep coming back for more.
Keep right, and then turn right.
Alright, these lanes aren't as tight, so
Turn right.
don't have to swing too ridiculously wide.
Go straight on.
In reference to graphics, in case you're wondering, because I do get comments asking that from time to time, Lately I've been running the latest version of PNG, which is 1.15.2, 1.15.2. So I run that in tandem with some other free mods on Steam from Train Guy Modding, like his daylight savings mod, improved reflections, better rain, so improved rain. He's also got an improved vegetation mod out there that I think I was using before, but I had some issues with it, so I took it out. And then, oh, and then I forgot, of course, directly above PNG is also the Weather 16K mod. So I run all of those, and then another layer on top of that is reshade. So I've got a reshade preset that I use to kind of give it some, I guess, what would you call it? Certain tones in the colors to make it look nice. And I can tailor them to however I want it to look. If I want it to look more autumn or fall or winter or summer, that kind of thing. So it doesn't necessarily change. So there's some mods out there by Grimes that will actually change the vegetation itself to match whatever season you want. But all Reshade is doing is just adding a little bit of a color filter on top of it. So instead of having to run an actual mod to change that look, I just use Reshade and adjust it as needed, however I want it to be. Which is kind of cool because you can adjust that on the fly rather than having to rely on a mod to do that. And of course the other thing too, I guess a small issue, is mods like that from Grimes have to be updated with each game update. So if a game update comes out and they don't have a compatible version out yet, you're not going to be able to use it. Whereas Reshade, you can. So that is one thing I like about it. And then of course Reshade also is taking care of some anti-aliasing, so I've got a TAA shader on there that's doing some of that. And also adding a little bit of bloom as well, as you can kind of see where the sunlight comes in the reflections, and also on the road. Ooh, a little tight through here. Yeah, to add some just little nuances like that that just give it more of a lifelike feel to it, I suppose. So yeah, that's what I've got graphics wise. Another thing is Skyforce graphics.
Right, and then continue straight on.
Recently updated as well, so I'm gonna have to. I already grabbed the update. I just gotta
go straight on. Load
up a profile that's got those mods in it. Also got to actually read up on what's changed
and then turn left.
And everything. Oh, look at that boat going through there. That's cool. Little sailboat back there. That's pretty cool. Raspberry Plaza. First time seeing that. Imagine he'll be coming back around here pretty soon.
Keep right.
I'm also kind of thinking about doing kind of like a side-by-side graphics comparison video. It wouldn't be too difficult to do. I would just need to, oh, that's cool, Bear Lake. Nice. I guess that's why he was out there on the boat. He or she. Thinking about kind of doing that. So like, it would kind of like be a, we could start from perhaps the free mods on Steam and work our way up to Skyforce, PNG, JBX. Would be some other ones out there. I know that there are quite a few combos. Oh, Steam also has the brutal graphics, realistic brutal graphics. There's Idaho. So you know, ones like that, since technically the realistic brutal one is a compilation of mods, so I'd probably want to do something where it's just that one, and then kind of some other weird combinations of Steam mods before we work our way up to the other paid graphics mods that have their own deal of everything, because those those ones will touch everything from the base textures and lighting to the weather and everything else. Materials. Ones like JBX that are super
Get ready to turn left.
what would you call that? Oh. Okay, that's a weird intersection. I don't know whether I go straight or not. I guess I could have actually. Huh. That's a weird one. Even this is a weird one too. Alright then. Well, I guess I took the hard way. Because now we gotta swing this thing quite a bit around here.
Go straight on.
That was weird. Maybe I just wasn't observant enough. Yeah, I guess that is an intersection right there, ain't it? Anyway. Oh, and here's our location here. So I was right, it is a deep grove.
Turn left.
I guess I'd say complex. JBX is pretty complex because it touches a lot of things.
Your destination.
All right.
Your route guidance is now finished.
We have arrived. Let's see where they want this bad boy. Where do you need it? All right, way over there. So let's go ahead and thought we're gonna be able to swing around here. So let's go ahead and take it around the back. I'm glad we don't have to park in this little fenced area here. That sucker is hard to get to. All this stuff they put in your way. Nice, got the tractor out here and everything. This one we can pretty much line ourselves up for decently. We're really just going straight back with it. Just a matter of knowing exactly where we're going, which will be to our right. All right. In reverse. Blow our horn, which you can barely hear. I'll do it again. Okay. Let's pull up just a little bit more. Okay. Take this back and see how we do with it. Don't want to do it like overload it, because then we gotta still get behind it and everything. Wow, okay. Looks like I did. I was trying to avoid that. Man, this thing is just so difficult to get behind. Oop. Watch our... Oop, kind of scraped it a little bit. Yeah, I pretty much made this harder for myself than I needed to. I probably have to straighten out real quick and just get this a little bit more correct. I was trying to prevent a blind back, and I think I overcompensated for it, but it's alright. Hitting some blocks here, as long as I don't hit the tractor. Whew, man, they got logs all over the place here. We're running over. They should take this, hopefully. Okay, are we straight enough where it's okay? I think so. Put the brake in. Won't worry too much about it. I assume they're going to bring that tractor over here and unload us, but yeah, we'll see. So we didn't get dynamic unloading, of course, with it being at this spot. But it is what it is. Alright, so we had our, let's see, job stats here. Small-sized mixed logs delivered from Price, Utah to Ovid, Idaho. 263 miles, basically 7 hours. 36 gallons consumed. Nice bonuses too. We didn't have a urgency on there, so we weren't penalized for adding a few miles to our drive there, which is cool. And a nice little paycheck, $8,006 to pay the expenses. Very cool. Well, there you got it. There's the Pizzster Modding trailer and the Kenworth Long W9 or LW, aka. Really, really fantastic combo here. How could you not pull a logging trailer with this this logging tractor here? We got the nice standard bumper on there too. It's got tons of nice bumper options, so I'm really happy with those. Nice sleeper options as well. Good cab lights. So the filters, I think, could also use some nice additions if they could add more of those. The fender blinkers too, there's only 2 options for that. I think the headlights are decent as well, but of course could always use some more of those. Same thing with the tanks, the stair options, but everything that is there is solid. Really nice quality models and detail that went into it, so you really can't complain too much. Oh, fenders too. We need some rear fender options too. We got too few of those. We definitely need more. But anyway, it's just me being nitpicky and everything. Everything really that it comes with is really well done, so hats off to 850 Modding. Definitely go show them some love and grab this truck. The link will be in the description to their store, and as well as Pizzster's. Really needs no introduction there, but this Manic logging trailer is a real nice one. I don't think it's a free one. I think that one's payware as well, but obviously for the model that you get and the nice loads, it's worth it there too, so definitely check those out. I'll have links there to everything. So with that out of the way, thank you guys for watching and joining me on this one. If you're new here and you're not subscribed, I kindly ask that you please subscribe and drop a like on the video if you enjoyed watching. Feel free to also share it with anyone else that you think may also enjoy Canadian logging trucks and logging trailers. Yeah, with that out of the way, thanks for all the love and support on the channel. I do apologize for the inconsistency and the lack of the content stream that's been that I was getting that pretty good at there for a little bit, but hopefully that'll pick up soon again and everything. Anyways, you guys take care. We'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, have a good one. Hey guys, it's Vaughn here to tell you about Qubit Transport and Logistics. It's a brand new VTC, but more than that, it's a truck sim community that we base on sharing tips, tackling convoys, and celebrating every successful delivery together. We have drivers tackling the open roads in both ETS2 and ATS, designated dispatch jobs, elevated company ranks based on your mile distance, and so much more. So whether you're brand new to the game or are an established veteran, you're sure to find your place in our community. We really encourage anyone and everyone to join us, have fun together. So consider applying today. The links are in the description below to our Discord server, as well as our company pages on both TrucksBook and Trucky. Again, links in the description below. We are currently hiring, and we encourage all to join. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.